All right, groups. I hope you tried What Are You Doing? Because we're talking about some really deep,
Yeah,
kind of hard stuff.
real stuff.
But we, as groups and as Fabric, get to practice and help each other. And sometimes that means helping each other laugh at ourselves, have some fun, and be in it together. So
Yeah.
What Are You Doing is a great way to practice. So I hope you just did that.
Yeah.
And so thank you, Ian. My
Yeah.
Sunday paper is just like chock.
I didn't leave a lot of room.
Stuff. I
Yeah.
had to write really small.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing, if you were here in the room this morning or watched online at some point during the message, I made reference to Nadia Boltz-Weber talking about that kind of platitude that we hear sometimes, the like God doesn't give you more than you can handle, and she uses some spicy language to refute that. But what I'll summarize it by saying no, that's not true. But what is true, what can be true with practice, is that we nothing can happen to us that's more than our community can handle together. And so that's really what we're talking about a little bit, and developing practice around, and in your groups, like that's kudos to you. Those of you who are in the room right now or watching this in preparation, kudos to you for being that kind of community for each other, that like there is more than one of you can handle, but together you're actually really strong. So that voice, Nadia Boltz-Weber, we have something to offer from her beyond what I said.
Yes. And this too has a little spice in it, and honestly a really hard beginning. So just take a breath together. And I also hope you all have something to write with, because this will be an invitation to do a little writing on your own, based on what you hear here.
So pause if you need to right now. Let's make crazy faces to pause on. Okay, great.
Okay, good. This is called I Packed for Shit That Day. It's from the Book of Alchemy, the section called On Love. There's 10 prompts. This is one of them. When I answered my phone on a Friday morning in August 2021, and my sister said, someone killed Henry, her son, my mind rejected the words. I knew what they meant individually. I knew what someone meant and what killed meant and what Henry meant, but together they were indecipherable. So I said, no. Reader, I am not sure how many times in a row I said no, but it was many, many times. No is the only response my mind had the words for. No is the only response my mind had to the words someone and killed and Henry all in a row. So my mind grabbed the biggest no it could find, placed it between her hands, and tried to keep those three impossible other words out. It didn't work. A couple days later, I was packing to fly to where Henry had been living. My husband and I were going to clean out Henry's apartment for my sister, and I realized that I no longer knew what to put in a suitcase. I'm a seasoned traveler, and up until that moment, my mind had been really good at this task. She knew how many shirts to include, what size toothpaste is allowed, and where my toiletry case is. But this time, she failed. I failed. I packed for shit that day. I guess one way to think of it is that I'd lost my mind. But another way is this. My mind had to take to the skies. It had to go circle the globe and then dig itself a hole in which to rest in order to ever come back to me. So, sweet reader, how do you grieve without losing your mind? You can't. The poor thing is undergoing a prolonged software update because it had understood the world one way, as one in which nephews aren't shot to death. And that world doesn't exist anymore. It had a way of understanding a world in which your best friend doesn't suddenly betray you, or a world in which other people have cancer but not you, or a world in which your husband still loves you. And that world doesn't exist anymore. So if your mind doesn't remember to pack underwear, or how to keep showing up for work, or the name of the person who cuts your hair. Try and just be gentle with it. It will come back, but it and you will be changed. No one escapes this, my friend, which sucks. But it's also a comfort because you're not alone in the madness. And we who have also lost our minds with grief will overpack for you, just in case. So this is your prompt. It's here in the book from Nadia, and it's also in your group guide. Write about being gentle with yourself in grief. Maybe about a time you extended yourself grace. Maybe about a time someone else showed up and helped you pack, literally or figuratively. Maybe about a time you weren't gentle, but how you plan to be next time. All right, so go for it, give it a try. It's all practice. Thanks, groups.
Thank you.